as West Ham United take on Brighton tomorrow in a massive game for Europa League hopes. It's the West Ham versus Brighton preview tomorrow at the Amex Stadium. I'm joined by James for the preview. Big game, James, yet again.
Yeah, it is, mate. This is a game that we've never beat this team. Unbelievable. We've beat Chelsea, we've beat other teams, top teams, but we can't beat Brighton since they've been in the Premier League, and it's madness, really. I'm not looking forward to this one, mate, if I'm honest, because if I'm honest, we just don't do well against this team ever.
Yeah. I think I saw a stat today that we've lost to Brighton 6 times in the 17, or we've lost more than we've won against Brighton, and I'm like, oh, it's Brighton. They're just another bogey side that we've got to play in these last remaining fixtures, isn't it? Slightly annoying, I've got to say, isn't it?
It is really, but you've got to play them twice in the season, home and away.
Yeah.
If there's a time to beat this curse, because I call it a curse, because we've not beat this team in the Premier League, it has to be a curse, is something else. But we have to turn up tomorrow. If we don't, then people think we're getting Europe. We might be lucky if we end up finishing 9th. And that's how close it is.
Oh yeah. Everything is just so tight around there, and I was looking at it today, and there's a lot of things. Arsenal are pulled back into the Europa League hopes, kind of hopes, dreams now. Everything. I mean, Man United. We shouldn't depend on these sides, that's for sure. But there's 2 times we want them to beat teams twice in a week, and they completely bottle both of them. Slightly annoying, isn't it? But we've got to have it in our own hands, and we've got to do it our way, and we've got to do it and really get into there on our own results, don't we?
Yeah, it is disappointing, mate. But let's be honest. Like, if we would have done our own job, Arsenal at home, Newcastle away, Everton at home, Brighton at home, like there's a few, then like we wouldn't care less what Man United do. Do you know what I mean? It's just inconvenience that because they're playing 2 teams that basically affect us really. But I said it last Sunday, and I stuck with it. I said it on West Ham Fan TV. I turned around and I basically said that it was done then. Like, if we would have won that game last week, then we would have had a chance. But now, even though we're 6 points behind Chelsea, and Chelsea have played a game more, I think it is, it's tough because they've got to lose both, we've got to win all 3, and their goal difference is massive, like to ours. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That goal difference almost gives them an extra point as well, innit?
Yeah.
But it would be heroic if we get Champions League football now. But funnier things have happened in football. Charlie boy, CB, I hope you're well. I'm sure we'll have more people in the chat later on. But in terms of the game, then, I mean, we have just discussed they're a bit of a bogey side to West Ham United. But have you got confidence going into the game?
No, I'll be real. I just do not understand this. Why we can't beat this team? We've played them. I've seen us get hammered at home against them with Glenn Murray as their striker. I've seen us not do anything away from home against this team. For some reason, we play this team, and they just do their performance of the season against us.
I know.
We need Rice and Bonner back for this game. And I believe that if we do get them back, it gives us a better percentage of winning the game. I think if one of them is back, we might have half a chance. But if both of them are back, then we've got a great chance at the end of the day. Yeah. I think Brighton are, even though they've got injuries and even though they've got players who basically are out, they've still got a decent enough squad there. Like, they've still got 3 good centre halves there. They've still got Trossard there, and they've got Basuma who runs the show for them in midfield. So they've got a decent team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Gatesy is in as well. Oh, look at this, evening Gatesy. Jake just treated me to a KFC. Oh, hang on, boy. Yeah, thank you very much. That KFC was very, very nice. See, I've just eaten a KFC. I've come up here. James is sipping his lovely coffee out of a very nice posh posh mug, and we're loving life.
Yeah, my girlfriend, he just tried to poison me with a nut chocolate bar and realised that I'm allergic to nuts. And
Basically, basically, to kind of sum up what happened, she handed in some chocolate bars. Oh, thanks very much, thanks very much. I was like, hang on, these have got nuts in it. I'm allergic to the nuts. You're trying to kill me off.
yeah, she was adamant that they didn't have a hazelnut in it. And I was like, yes, it has. And like, we was having a bit of backwards and forwards for about 30 seconds while Jake was like ref in the middle. And then eventually she looked at the packaging and it had like a little hazelnut about that big on it. And I said, you know full well that you're trying to get my life insurance, which is about a tenner.
Yeah. Caffle's in as well. Caffle would never miss a show, would he? Hope you're well, Caffle. Gatesy says, I am reasonably optimistic that our 3 key players will return. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Yeah. Right then. What was the KFC? 2 mighty buckets. Yeah. Dad's got the app and he gets all these offers. So I was like, yeah, fine, get KFC, fine by me. But back to the football and going off food. I mean, suspensions and injuries, James. We've discussed a little bit about both sides there. I mean, that was massive, the last Brighton game, because that man in defence, Lewis Dunk, we can never ever get past him, and we're not going to have to, are we? He's not going to be there. The other geezer as well, I forgot his name.
Mopay.
Mopay, that's it. Mopay, he'll be out, and we've got these players out. I mean, on the wing as well, Lamptey, he's out. That there is injuries and suspensions there, and obviously they're not at their full strength. And Lewis Dunk, that's a massive miss for them in the defence, because he is their centre point of kind of no nonsense last ditch defending, isn't he?
Yeah, he's their good defender, I must admit. Like, and Harry's still at Brighton, I don't know. But they have got another defender there who is a really, really good defender in Ben White. I think he's excellent, really do, and I think he's as good as Lewis Dunk. I know they've got injuries, and I know they've got players missing, but I can definitely see them playing 3-4-3 against us all day long. Like, I done a preview last night, and I can see them going with Dan Burn, Webster, and White at the back, and basically playing like a 3-man defence, a bit like our Chelsea did set up against us, 3 at the back, and then their midfield sort of out of possession they go to a 5, in possession they go to a 4. Do you know what I mean? In midfield, so I can see that. Yeah, Lewis Dunk's a miss, Mopay's a miss, but I'm not being funny. I've seen them with Glenn Murray up front, and he's scoring goals. So Danny Welbeck incoming brace probably tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
He is there in form player. I mean, Glenn Murray, he's not there anymore. Thank God he's gone. But I mean, Danny Welbeck, he's coming into form this season. And oh dear, I don't know. But Gates, he's been kind enough to put in a starting 11, predict the starting 11 of what we will see from Brighton's side. So we will dissect this now. So he said in goal for Brighton is Sanchez, because I think Matt Ryan's out on loan at Arsenal, I do believe. So they've got Sanchez in goal, White, Webster, Burn. I like him. A very physical. They've got quite a tall side. Jahanbash, Gross, McAllister, Bissouma, Moda, Trossard, Welbeck. I mean, yeah, Trossard, Welbeck up there. They are going to be difficult, but Angelo Ogbonna's the key man coming back to stop these. That's for sure, isn't he, James?
Yeah. The only one on that team that I've got different is Janbash. I've got Lallana. I think everyone else that is on there is the same as what I've done on my preview, like Bissouma, Moda, everyone. I think Lallana will go in midfield, Moda will go right, and they'll go like McAllister will slip in between the lines, basically. Yeah, it is. It's like whatever team they put out, Brighton, but this is a Brighton team who's done a double over Leeds, and Leeds is supposed to be the next big thing, supposedly. Do you know what I mean? And 2 weeks ago they played Leeds at home. I know they had Dunk and Mopay in their team, but they still done the job. And I don't know. Listen, whatever team they do put out the Brighton, it's going to be another game, because we need to score first in this game. Yeah, again, I said it last week. So yeah, I said if we don't score first against Everton, we're going to find it tough. We didn't score against Everton first, and we found it tough, and we ended up losing the game. And I see the same thing here, mate. If I'm honest, really do.
Yeah.
Like that team setup is a good team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I agree. And yeah, as last week, 3 words that Everton did as soon as they scored. I thought they defended really well, but they parked the bus, and I think we could see that. And part of the bus, we found it so hard to get past the Godfrey, Mina, and somebody else in their just back three of centre backs.
Yeah.
We just found it so hard, and with these centre backs they've got in here, we could find it hard because, as I said, there's some very tall centre backs in there, physical. You've got White, Burn in there. These players are going to be hard to break down. Right then, Gaethje's gone for his West Ham predicted 11 with Fabianski in goal, Sufal, Dawson, Ogbonna, Creswell. I'd love that back four. I really, really would. Souček and Rice, thank you very much. Bowen, Lingard, Fornals, Antonio. A bit.
I agree.
Yeah. David Moyes starting 11. I think that's what we could see. No Ben Rama in there, but we will just have to wait and see on the match build-up show to see what happens. But yeah, I'd love that up until the midfield, that back four is where we succeeded in the first half of the season. From December, in that middle part of the season, that is where we succeeded with that back four and those two in central midfield, and we're really hard to break down. Dawson or Bonner, the partnership, we will see Dawson come back very, very good, and we won't see the type of mistakes that he did and that he has made with Diop by his side. I don't. Bonner and Dawson, they are a partnership in my opinion. But anything you'd say there and change from that starting lineup? Do you think?
Not really, mate. If I'm honest. Dawson, for how good Dawson's been, he's also been bad. It's not like say that he's been the masterclass player. Like it was only a couple of weeks ago, he was getting sent off at Newcastle. Now, if Issa Diop done that, everyone would be hounding him out massively. Like the hate campaign would be full swing. And like it proved it the other day against Everton. The pace of Dawson, he hasn't got no pace, and that's what they've done. They went up against him. They went right, Calvin Lewin on Dawson. Because Bonner Diop can match pace, but he can't. I agree with that team. I think Ben Rama needs to sit out this one. I'll be shocked if he starts. And there's a reason why I don't think he should play this one, because the last game he wasn't great. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to keep praising him up and say he's playing great when he ain't. If he plays crap, I'd say he weren't good. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, but they've all got to perform. Antonio's got to turn up. Lingard's got to turn up. Lingard's been missing for the last 3 games. He hasn't been great. No, he's been good previous, like that. But since the Wolves game, which was the end of April, Lingard's gone missing. He hasn't. He was nowhere to be seen against Chelsea. Against Burnley, he played okay. But then the Everton game last week, he was ineffective, if I'm honest. I know it ain't a one-man show, but like, you know what I mean? If you're going to praise him when he does good, you've got to criticise him when he's not fully on it. And there's a few of them who weren't really fully on it last week. So, I agree with that too.
Yeah. Most of them, I think, weren't fully on it last week. I'll take some comments. Trossard has 3 messy games a season. Watch tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Jake, are your IT issues resolved? Not yet. I'm getting used to things on here. Hopefully, my laptop will be back. Hopefully by the end of the weekend, so we can be back to normal business. And makes everything a bit more easy. Right. Stell, hope you're well. Stell says, for me, it should be Ogbonna and Balbuena. I just don't see.
Balbuena doesn't deserve to do anything. Like, you either have Diop or you have Dawson. Balbuena's halfway out the door, mate. Like, anyone who thinks he should come in the team is a bit mad, really. So yeah.
I don't really think Dawson should be dropped. I mean, I think we know probably Ogbonna is hopefully going to be back, and we're going to see that partnership there. We are going to see that Dawson and Ogbonna partnership that succeeded in from pretty much that Southampton game onwards until Ogbonna had that injury in the FA Cup. I said before you came on, yes, he has cost us points, but he's had Issa Diop by his side. Yes, he's been good in some games, but I don't quite know what the word is. he's just a bit.
Yeah, but let me ask you this though, Jake. If it was Issa Diop making them mistakes, people would be hounding this man completely out of Stratford. Like if he would have got sent off
Oh
the
yeah,
way Dawson got sent off, if he would have got done the own goals that Dawson has done, Issa would have been absolutely ridiculed by our fan base. Now,
yeah,
to me, Dawson's done well, but he's run out of steam and all, and it proved it in the Newcastle game because even though he got sent off in the Newcastle game, he could have got sent off in the Wolves game previous to that. He got booked after the first 10 minutes, and he was easily could have been sent off, but he done well to stay on the pitch and not commit another foul. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like one thing I will say is in the summer we need a centre half, and that's urgent.
yeah. Stell's gone for his team with Fabianski, Sufal, Balbuena, Ogbono, Cresswell, Rice and Souček, Lingard, Bowen, Fornals and Antonio. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think Moyes will go down past Diop if he has to go to Balbuena. I think he wouldn't do that. He is out of the door, but still stronger than Dawson. Stella says I like Diop, but really think Balbuena is currently the better defender. Yeah, I'll back Dawson to score, so hope he is in. Dawson has not cost Diop has not cost us points. He hasn't, but he came very close. Was it the Burnley game where Dawson literally cleared it off the line from, and he did nearly he messed up for one goal, and he was very, very close without Dawson saving him to mess up for a second, and we would have only got a point there.
But let me ask you this, Jake, right? If that is Diop at Newcastle, right? Like when you look at Dawson, what Dawson done at Newcastle, it was for an experienced defender to do what he done at Newcastle is like criminal offence, really.
Oh, it was.
Like,
it was awful. Yeah.
Like you can't be doing that, right? Now, if Diop would have done that, would the fan base be as the fan base wouldn't be as easy and relaxed as much as they are with Dawson, if that makes sense?
No.
Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah, Diop would have been absolutely battered if he did that at Newcastle. And what Dawson did with Newcastle cost us points. Yeah, it did. And I mean, people will say we're starting to see the Championship Craig, but I'm convinced with Ogbono coming back in there now that we're going to see a Craig Dawson that we saw before. Right, let's scroll up. Jack says, hello everyone, come on your minds, we have to beat Brighton. We definitely do, Jack, that is for sure. Diop has a huge season next year. Yeah, we'll have to see whether he can break through on a regular basis to get into that start team. Jack says you start Bowen for this game. I think he will come in. I think, to be honest, he was quite unfairly dropped, but we'll just all rested, whatever he was. We'll just have to wait to see whether he comes back in. Gage says Diop is still relatively inexperienced for a centre back, still yet to hit his peak. Yeah, I completely agree. And Peach is in. I hope you're well, Peach. But yeah, right. So Declan Rice, we will move off the centre-back situation. Declan Rice coming back in, that's going to be absolutely massive. We were told he was very, very close, I think, after the Burnley game. So X has said that he's going to be back for this game, so it should be, unless Moyes puts him on the bench, which is completely not what he's done with other players in the last few weeks and months. I mean, Masuaku, Cresswell put straight back in there, so I don't expect anything less from Moyes, that Declan Rice will go straight back in there. And I believe him back in there will be a massive boost, and it will be a massive boost to his partner as well, Thomas Souček.
100%. England international call-up, which we spoke about 7 weeks ago. I said, I need these players to come back fit. I don't want anyone to get injured. And our main man goes and gets injured in the final game. And let's be honest, since then, we've beat Leicester, beat Wolves. Then we started to have a little bit of a collapse. Newcastle, Chelsea, beat Burnley, lose against Everton. So we've won 3, lost 3. Right? So in the grand scheme of things, we haven't done too bad without him. Like, do you know what I mean? But it ain't just him we've lost also. We've lost Cresswell. And when we lose Cresswell, we've got no left back at the club. And that's a bit of a concern. But yeah, Declan Rice comes back, mate. He's much needed. He needs to return. People say Souček's been doing well. Not for me. He does okay, but when Rice is there, he turns into a very, very, very good player. Like he's a good player when he's on his own, but when Rice is there, he goes on and he's more of a threat. He's been ineffective since Rice has been missing. Like he hasn't done anything going forward, and really, he's done well with what he's had to use, like i.e. Lanzini, Fornals, Noble in that position.
Yeah, I agree. Massive player to come back, that is for sure. But just something I want to focus on, and guys, get your thoughts in the comment section about this. And it's about set pieces, because somebody said to me, I don't know where it was. We seem to be very ineffective in the last couple of months in both ends of the with set pieces. I mean, we don't score many free kicks and corners anymore. Perhaps that's to do with Cresswell not being in the side, whipping in fantastic balls, and we seem to be conceding quite a lot from corners and free kicks as well. Do you think, James, that Moyes, will have these players on the training ground practicing this again to get back to what they were in the first part of the season, with a massive threat from these set pieces?
I think when Cresswell's missing, we are ineffective in set pieces. Like his delivery is very, very good. Bowen, he's hit and miss. He either puts one good, he'll have 5 chances of putting a good ball in. He'll put one good ball in, and everyone will praise him up. Then the other 3 or 4 that he puts in are poor. So, like you've summed it up brilliantly there, Cresswell. That's the reason why when he's injured, we don't look the same team. And in different boxes, defending wise, I can't remember the last time we conceded a goal from a set piece. Like I can't really remember. If someone could go in the comments and tell me otherwise. We didn't concede one against Leicester. We didn't concede one against Wolves. Obviously, Burnley was a penalty. Chelsea was a penalty. So I can't really remember the last time balls were coming in from like corners or someone scoring from a free kick. Like if someone could let me know in the chat, then I'll be happy to hear it. But do you know what? As much as Rice has been missing, when Cresswell was missing, our whole back 4 goes into a back 5, and it is just very square pegs in round holes, and it's all over the place.
Yeah, I agree. Right, I'm gonna put this comment. Kent's in, so he'll probably tell you that stat. The last time Kent put this comment in was the Newcastle game, and look what happened there. Kent says Dawson can't play tomorrow for me. I hope. You said that for the Newcastle game. I hope what happens in the Brighton game doesn't happen what happened last time you made that comment. But we will just have to wait and see. Gatesy says Souček can't get forward without Rice. No, I completely agree. Gatesy also says his game is stunted without the protection Rice offers. Souček has sacrificed personal glory to help the team. Jack says, I'm glad Duncan Mopé are suspended for this game. I think we all are. Mate. Right, let's go here. Gage says, I saw someone say on a live chat that Lewis Dunk was world class. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but in my opinion, that is a ridiculous statement. Yeah, I think that's a bit out there, Gatesy. I'm going to be completely honest.
Let's put it this way. I just want to answer that. Yeah, you tell me the difference between Eric Dyer and Lewis Dunk.
Oh.
And someone, if someone can explain to me how Eric Dyer's in the England team and Lewis Dunk, who is Brighton's best defender, and he could go to Leicester or someone of a bigger club and do even better, I think. If someone can tell me, can give me that comparison, I'd love to hear it.
I'm still convinced that Eric Dyer pays Southgate in some way to get him in.
Harry Kane's best mate, Jake. It's Harry Kane's best mate. I'm telling you, 100%, right? Fact, right? Because there's no way. There's no way, that Lewis Dunk, who's been with Brighton for years, right? For what he does, right? I know he's at Brighton, but he's not a bad defender. No, I've seen worse defenders than him.
I think. Oh,
100%. But if Lewis Dunk was in a top 10 club, he'd get more recognition.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I completely agree. Completely agree. Everything's just slowing down now, so I think there's somebody that's just popped in. No, that's right. That was you. Right then. Kent's comment was up. Everything just went a bit funny there, but Kent says one-dimensional set plays from corners, near post flick ons, or hang on, that one's gone up. Or aiming for Thomas Suchek is not enough variation. Yeah. Evening Man United away, James. I think it was a set play. So there you go. Of course, Kent knows. Kent will know. If you want something, Kent will know. Right. So, who do you fear then when you look at the Brighton, setup, the gates he put in? Who are you fearing? I'm just going to scroll up to find it, just to refresh your memory. Looking at the Brighton side, who do you fear?
Well, I don't think Jan Bash plays. I think Lallana plays. In my opinion, I think it's the same team as what I have gone and looked at and sort of done a bit of research on. It's going to be interesting. Basuma up against Rice. Now we're going to see if Basuma runs the show, then Brighton are going to have a lot more of the ball and be a lot more dangerous. Trossard, he's a very good player. McAllister don't really get a lot of mention, but he's very good. Like, he's very decent for them. Do you know what I mean? But if we can keep Basuma quiet and Trossard quiet, I believe we can keep Brighton quiet. And it's them two for me. Basuma's a top talent, mate. And if Man City do come in for Rice, from what I'm hearing, like, if Fernandinho goes, they're looking at going after Rice, and I think they will pay the money for Rice, 100%. I think we need to, if we do lose Rice in this season, or next season, for instance, go and get Basuma out of Brighton, because I think he's a top talent. Really is.
Yeah. We're going to get some Brighton fans on in the summer if this transfer link, consolidates. We're going to get a Brighton fan's opinion on Basuma, because we have been linked with him at West Ham, but we a top player, and we will see him in action tomorrow. Rice versus Basuma, a good key battle that we will have to look out for tomorrow. That is for sure. I would sign Dunk. Would you sign Dunk, Andy? And Dad's also put, would you take Dunk for £20 million straight? Yes or no, James?
1,000%. 1,000. Like, I think he's top. I think he's a good player. I think he can get better. I'm not sure how old he is. If someone can tell me in the comments how old he is. I
was literally having a look. Hang on.
I think it's about 27, 28. I think it's, you know what I mean? Yeah. I know he's been with them for a long time. I don't think he's
29.
29. So yeah, there you go. Do you know what I mean? He's 29 years old. So he's basically he's the same age, or roughly the same age as Tarkowski. Now, like, I think Dunk's a good player. I really do. But do you know what? Yeah. The one player I would have, and I do think he's a top talent, is White. That Ben White is a very, very good player, mate. Trust me. And I think when it comes to Brighton, pace kills them a lot. Like, if you can get balls over the top to Lingard, to Antonio, to Bowen, then we've got half a chance to turn them over.
Yeah. I completely agree. Neil says, does anyone else not think that if we don't win convincingly against Brighton, we don't deserve Europe? No. I think if we get into European football, we deserve it from this season. And David Moyes needs a good pat on the back, that's for sure, and a decent pay rise, and some money to spend in the summer. I think he would probably prioritise, a 5% pay rise. He would probably prioritise an extra 20 million quid to spend. But yeah,
I wouldn't say convincingly, because I would settle for a 1-0 right now. Someone said to me right there.
I would take your hand off for a 1-0 win right now, because we need the points. We need the points.
And the thing is, we can't, as a West Ham fan base, people think, like, because we don't go and beat Brighton comfortably, that we're not doing well. Like, we haven't beat Brighton in the Premier League. Like, I don't know if anyone's forgotten that, and I'll say it again, is like, this is a team that we have never won against. So any positive result is a decent result, in my opinion.
Yeah. I will say it and I keep on saying it. If we get 3 points, however we do it, if it's I don't know 21-0, I don't care. Points are points, and if we, I mean, Leicester did it. Basically, they won the league off 1-0 and parking the bus once they scored in 15-16. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but if we get, I mean, I don't really want us to play, flair attacking football. I do want to see those players on the pitch, but if we get the results, I mean, you can't complain. You can't complain. Gatesy said, "Dunk, a very good world class. World class. Nope. World class means you walk into the best club or international teams and don't look out of the place." Yeah. So Kent is saying the person that he fears is Basuma. Yeah, that key battle would be very, very.
You can't say about walking into the international team because Eric Dye has walked into the England team and he's definitely not world class. That's for certain. And you've also got other people like Harry Maguire, who's everyone says he's like world class, and that's sorry, not for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's all opinions, isn't it?
Yeah. Kent says Tariq Lamptey could have been going to the Euros if he wasn't injured. Cracking player. He is a cracking player, but we've seen this season he is injury prone. That's a worry for him. A great young player though. So we're going to move on to that time of the show, predictions. But just before we do, I'm going to tell you what's coming up for the match day content tomorrow. We will be live a short while before the team is announced tomorrow for the build-up and starting lineup reaction for Brighton versus West Ham. So subscribe, like the video, and hit our notification bell so you're notified 30 minutes before and when we go live. Let's hope we will be doing that on the review. That will be very, very quick after the final whistle. I will be here giving my match reaction. So all of our match day content plus loads of stuff coming very, very soon. Loads of content all throughout the week. But predictions, I'm going to do mine first this week because someone always nicks my prediction. Now, I've actually got to think of a prediction. So, James, I'm going to ask you first because I haven't thought of one. So I better think of one. Prediction, James.
If Rice and Abona come back, I think we win. Right? It'd be tight.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just felt saying to me, draw all day, like draw 1-1. Like I just can't see because if we had won 3 games in a row, won 3, lost 1, then I'd be like, you know what, I fancy us to beat Brighton. We've lost 3, won 1 in the last 4, so we're not playing well. And I think maybe the team's getting a bit burnt out. I'm going to say 1-1, mate. I'm going to say a draw because I think the Brighton curse continues. If I'm honest, like this team just seems to just turn up and like every single time we play them. And I know they've got players missing, and I understand that. But if Rice is not there and Abona isn't fully on it, then we've got players missing and all. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna say a draw, mate. 1-1.
Yeah. To be fair, that doesn't really help us. If it is a draw, I mean, I suppose we've got to take it, but that wouldn't really help us. It would just be a bit annoying, a draw, because we need 3 points. We need to get 9 points in the last 3 games, don't we?
Well, a draw is as good as a loss, really. So, like in the grand scheme of things, a point now is as good as losing a game. But it's just as I say, mate. I just think this team, like. Sunday's performance done me a bit. I was very disappointed because you're playing a team like Everton, who everyone's telling me ain't a good team. Like they're there because like they're in a false position, so to speak, and we turn up and we played like we was that team who was in a false position. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't look nowhere near like a team who was fighting for Champions League. Like we looked like a team who'd just been out on a night out and just turn up on the Sunday afternoon and had a kick about. And it just, to me, I know it's a good season, but you've got to embrace the moment because West Ham might not be here next season. Like we might not even be in the top 10 next season. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think I want the Brighton curse to be gone. That's what I really truly want. I want the curse to go. I want us to win this game so we know that we've got to win over Brighton, but I think it's going to be hard, mate, because they are decent at home.
Oh yeah, they are. They are. So I'm gonna go. You said, would you snap your hand off for a 1-0 West Ham win now? And I said yes, and that's my prediction. I'm gonna go for a scrappy 1-0 West Ham win, and if that happens, I will be over the moon.
Mm.
Because I say, and I'll keep saying it, 3 points, 3 points. To be honest, I don't particularly care if we go and, I mean, goal difference, but 3 points is 3 points. I mean, it would be fantastic to go and beat them 3-0, but it's still the same. If we beat them 1-0, it's still the
Mm.
same.
But
It still
in
says the
your
same
opinion,
points
though,
on the
Jake,
table.
but in your opinion, what this is what I can't understand with, like, not saying nothing against you, mate. I'm saying with the West Ham fan base at the minute. People saying we're going to go there and win 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. We haven't
No,
looked
we
like
won't.
beating a team 3 or 4 or 5-0 in the last four. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
like, and it just, I don't get it where people are saying, you know what, we're going to go there and roll Brighton like they're nothing. Like, when, let's be honest, we haven't in the last three games, say, we played well at Burnley, but we should have buried them well before, like, a 2-1 flattened
Yeah.
them a bit. The Everton game, obviously, we all know it was poor, and the Chelsea game was the same sort of thing, poor. So I just don't understand the 3-0, 4-0. I know we're good going forward, but sometimes we can't defend either. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
I know. I do agree. I do agree because we haven't had that attacking mentality. We haven't had that attacking edge, is what I meant in the last few
Yeah.
games. So I mean, there is a couple of big score predictions. We'll go for them now.
Mm.
So let's go. Dad's going 2-1 West Ham. Kent's going 3-1 West Ham. CB is going 2-0 West Ham. Right. Peach is going 5-0. And so is Neil. He says they haven't got many players. Got to be 5-0 win. That is very
Mm.
optimistic. But thanks very much, James, for coming on the preview. Any final thoughts before we head?
Um, I honestly, I'm a bit nervous. This is one game I will say I'm nervous about because we don't win against this team. Now, if we do win, then I think European football is secure. I think I can see us picking up at least another win out of the remaining two.
Yeah.
If we draw the game, then nerves are going to be a jangling
Oh,
because
I
Everton
know.
are there, Tottenham are there, even Arsenal are there, and that's
Arsenal
Aaron
are
Barrett.
there. Yeah.
Like, and the way I look at it is, right, Arsenal were nowhere to be seen 5 games ago, and now they're 3 points behind us. So
I know.
um, I think the boys need to turn up tomorrow night with a game plan to say, right, we've got to end this rut against Brighton, and we've got a what's the word I'm looking for? We've got to show that we deserve European football in this game. Like, because top
Yep.
teams will go to Brighton and go, you know what, it's an hard game, but we're good enough to go there and win. Do you know what I mean? And this is what
Oh,
we've got
yeah.
to do. We've got to go there and win this game. If we lose the game tomorrow, I know this is a bit of a long summary, but I'm going to give it to you quickly. If we lose the game tomorrow, I do fear for us for European football because when West Ham have to win a game, we don't, and that is a problem. Like, we've done it in 2016, and I don't want it to happen again. I want us to go to Brighton on Saturday, win, and go, right, the next one is one more win and we're guaranteed. And that's it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. Last couple of comments. Right, Peach is going really optimistic and said we're rolling Brighton over a dog. That's my best Canadian accent because I'm not gonna try and embarrass myself. Lee says we have players out due to injury as well. But we will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching the Brighton versus West Ham preview live on West Ham Unofficial. Massive game tomorrow, and as I said, we'll be here. There we go. Well, we will be here for the match build-up show tomorrow, a short while before the team news is announced. It will definitely be an interesting team news, but we will just have to wait and see whether we have those crucial players back, and let's hope we do. So, as I said, thank you very much to James and everybody who's participated in the chat tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow for some more West Ham content. Thank you very much, James. Come on, you irons. Jesse Lingard is going to score. Let's hope so, James. Thank you very much.
Let's hope so, mate.
Bye bye.